In this video, I'm going to teach you the decision tree induction and the classification. In the previous video, I gave a brief introduction about the classification. So classification is nothing but classifying the item based on its characteristics or features. Yes. So these are the examples of the decision tree. Now we are going to learn how to, in the previous video I posted like how a learning algorithm helps us to study to create a model which will take the induction from the training data set. Okay, so the example of such training of decision tree only we are going to see in this video. So as I said already, the input for the model is nothing but it will be the training data. So it will learn all the data in the training set and it will come to the conclusion whenever the item has this property, then this will be the classification of that particular item. If the property is not satisfied by the particular item, it will be in the other classification. Like that it will study, the model will study and it will come out with some decision tree with which, with the help of the decision tree, it will predict the new rows whichever it is going to be given, whichever is given from the test set. So it will come out of the data from which we can check the accuracy of the classifier. If the accuracy is good, then we can use the classifier in the real time. Otherwise, we have to go for the one more training. So this is how it will be continued. Yes. So first we'll see now how the decision tree is constructed and how the induction is taken by our model. See, this is the training data. See here we have 10 transactions. In that we have attributes called homeowner, marital status, annual income, defaulted borrower. So what is this defaulted borrower? It is nothing but the customer who is not paying the loan, who is not paying the EMI is called as defaulted borrower. So who will be the defaulted borrower? So based on the characteristics, based on these three characteristics, we are going to decide, our classifier is going to decide whether he will be defaulted borrower or not. So what is the use of classifying this? So if at all any new person comes to apply loan with these characteristics of not applying, not paying the loan, then he will be rejected. That is the use of this classifier. So first we will learn our model, how it will learn by studying the training data, that who will not pay the loan and who will pay the loan, whether homeowner will pay the loan or if he is not owner he will pay the loan, whether if he is married he will pay the loan or not married, or divorced person will pay the loan. If a person who is having annual income greater than 80,000 will pay the loan properly, or less than 80,000 will pay the loan properly. So how it will come to the conclusion that which set of people, which type of people will pay is by the previous data. First it will study the previous data and it will come to the conclusion. So if 10 cases are reported like all the unmarried people are not paying the loan, then our model will come to the conclusion, our classifier model will come to the conclusion that the unmarried people will not be paying the loan, they will be defaulted borrower. So this is how it learns from the training data. So whenever it come across the input or a particular item with the same characteristics, then it will classify very easily from the previous transaction which it studied, or from training data which it studied. It will come to the conclusion that whether they will repay the loan or not. So this is how our model works, and now we will see with this example. Yes. As I said, we have four attributes with three attributes, that is homeowner, marital status, annual income, which are the properties that will decide whether they will be defaulted borrower or not. Okay, if you see the first column, that is homeowner, see a home owner, if he is the homeowner, he is not defaulted borrower. Okay, so he is paying the loan properly. So second transaction, no, he is not having the house, but he is also not paying. Here also no. Yes, he is the homeowner, is not paying. He is not the homeowner, but he is paying. No. Yes, he is the homeowner. He is not the homeowner, but he is not paying. So like this we have transaction. So only with the one property can we decide that he will be a default borrower or not. No, it is not possible. See, how can we describe the green leafy vegetables? We can classify the green leafy vegetables. One, all the vegetables which are in green will be considered as green leafy vegetables? No. So it should satisfy two or three properties. Then only we can come to the conclusion that this will be under this classification. So if the vegetable is in green color and if it has some stem and if it has more number of leaves, then we will consider it as green leafy vegetable. So how many properties I am taking? 3 properties. Similarly, to classify the defaulted borrower and non-defaulted borrower, we need 3 properties such as homeowner, marital status and annual income. So with these 3 properties, if all the 3 conditions are satisfied by any classification, then he will be called as defaulted borrower. Otherwise, he will not be defaulted borrower. Okay, now first with the training set, we will create the decision tree with which we can decide whether he will be defaulted borrower or not. Okay, so first, as the first property, we are taking homeowner. So I am taking homeowner here. So either if he is going to be homeowner, yes, no. If he is not a homeowner, okay, so we have to see the marital status. So I am dividing the marital status into how many attributes? Here under homeowner I have only 2 attributes called yes and no. So I am dividing it into yes and no. Then in the no, again under no, again I am dividing it into 2 parts. That is marital status. Marital status, how many are there? How many attributes are there? We have 3 attributes, but we are going to divide it into only 2 attributes. That is single and divorced will come under one category, and the married people will come under another category. Then the income, the third property is income. So if the income is less than 80,000, he will be defaulted borrower. No, he will not be defaulted borrower. And if the income is greater than 80,000, he will be defaulted borrower. Yes. So based on the income, so all the 3 properties are taken and we are learning and creating the decision tree. So how will I create the decision tree now? Yeah, this yes or no should be decided now. Who will be defaulted borrower? This blue color box should be decided now. Okay. So from the study, I came to the conclusion that whoever is the homeowner, they are not default borrower. And whoever is not the homeowner and marital status is married, they will not be defaulted borrower. And if they are single or divorced and if they have more than 80,000 as the annual income, they will be defaulted borrower, and if they have less than 80,000, then they will not be defaulted borrower. So with this study, the model has created this decision tree with which it will decide with the new inputs or new tuples or new rows which it is going to come across in the test data, and it will predict whether he will be defaulted borrower or not. For example, if I have been given my test data is like this. He is the homeowner and his marital status is single and his salary is more than 80,000. So my model, my decision tree should predict now whether he will be the defaulted borrower or not. So what I said, he is the homeowner he is not the homeowner and his marital status is single and he is having more than 80,000, means yes, he will be the defaulted borrower. So with this decision tree I can come to the conclusion that whether he will be defaulted borrower or not. Clear? Yes. See, I said annual income 80,000 is said. So 80,000, what will be the prediction? That's what is said here. Yes. Same example they have taken. No. Then married. Yes, he is married. And if he is married itself, he will not be defaulted borrower. So no need to go for the next condition. Yes. Assign defaulted borrower as no. That's it. If he is the homeowner itself, see, if I am giving you with a new attribute, if he is the homeowner and he is married and he is having 82,000 salary, in that case, if he is homeowner, then he will not be defaulted borrower. So no need to check for the other conditions. With the decision tree, we will come to the direct conclusion that he will not be defaulted borrower. We can say here as no, he will not be defaulted borrower if he is homeowner. Yes. This is the test data and we can predict like this. That's it. And the example of decision tree. Again, another example is given here with the different salary range. 125,000, everything. Yes. Next, decision tree classification task. See, here tree induction algorithm, as we said in the previous video. First, the algorithm will be given to the learning model and one more input is training set that will be given as the input to the learn model. Then with this it will learn and it will create the decision tree. Then the model will apply it with the test set and it will come to the conclusion whether the item is belonging to which class. Yes. So we have studied decision tree induction, how to train the model. So we have some algorithms which will train the model. See, what we saw here, tree induction algorithm is required to make the model learn the test data. So we are going to see the algorithms which will train the model to learn the data from the training set. So the algorithms which can do the induction is Hunt's algorithm, CART, ID3, C4.5, click and sprint. These are the examples of the algorithms which can do decision tree induction. So in the next video we'll see the Hunt's algorithm and I'll also teach how the training is given by the particular algorithm, by the Hunt's algorithm to the model, decision tree model. With this, I am ending my video. Thank you. Thank you for watching.